Hey everyone, Ryan Carson here with Carson Law, lawyer and owner, and I'm here and joined with me with Matt Stevenson. He's with RBC Insurance, and we're going to talk to you a little bit today about considerations of estate planning and how insurance comes into play with that. Also, if you're a business owner, we'll talk to you a little bit about some pros and advantages of using insurance to help you not only maintain some of the wealth the business is generating, but potentially grow it and pass it on and just be more creative with insurance. Because it's really an excellent product.
It is.
It's one that I personally believe in, and I have probably significant amounts of insurance, but
Excellent.
But it's something that's really important, I think, to use to your benefit, because the government, you don't have to look far to see the government clawing back on the small business owners and the things that are advantageous for them now from a wealth generation and tax planning perspective.
Right.
Insurance seems to be the one area that, knock on wood, people aren't really clawing back on, and so it still has great flexibility with the laws and opportunities there. So maybe let's talk just first about, pin an example here. So you've got a person and they're married, and they it's a fairly average estate for this kind of area where we live in the Golden Horseshoe. They've got a nice house. It's probably valued over $1 million, potentially a bit of a mortgage on it.
Yep.
They've got cars. They've got potentially a cottage. They have a nice active lifestyle. Well, how could they use insurance to help mitigate some of the costs of the estate when somebody dies? How can they use insurance to pass on potentially legacies or gifts to their kids?
Right.
Maybe talk about that a bit, Matt.
Absolutely, yeah. You make a really good point that the use of insurance, life insurance, as a wealth creation tool is out there. Mm-hmm. All too often people are just looking at life insurance as something to cover the risk. Okay, we've got the kids, we've got the mortgage, so let's get some life insurance in place, heaven forbid. That's excellent, you really do need to do that, but there's a whole nother end of it, which is the wealth creation, the tax management, and the estate planning that really doesn't get the light of day applied to it. So I'm really glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
So as an example, as you've drawn out, let's say we have the couple that has the home and the cottage and the assets doing very well, brought some kids into the world, and now what they're interested in doing is looking a little bit forward. Usually the best use of insurance is when you're getting into place in your 40s and maybe your 50s to really take care of things that are going to be going on once you're passing away in your 80s. The earlier and sooner we get on this, the better it's going to work out in the end, the less it's going to cost.
Because it's all based on health and age.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. There's an old saying, okay, perfect. When's the best day to buy insurance? Yesterday, when you were younger and healthier than you are today.
Right.
When's the second best day? Today, right now. When's the worst day? Tomorrow, when there's no guarantees.
Right.
Right? So if we have that scenario of the husband and wife, great assets, doing very well, we know that at the end of the line, when they pass away, there's going to be estate taxes.
Right.
Now, do you want to pay this $1 for $1? When the time comes, there's going to be $500,000 of tax owing on $1 million RIF account, for example. Do you want the estate to be cutting a $500,000 check? No, you don't really want to. If you could be putting a life insurance policy in place well in advance, that's ultimately going to cost $75,000 to $100,000 of funding to then cut that $500,000 check at the time.
Yeah.
This is, compound interest, leveraging, using your money efficiently.
Right.
So that's a great point.
And that cost that you said for that policy, $75,000 to $100,000 would be spread out over the term of it.
Of course.
It wouldn't be obviously in one shot.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's not as though you have to cut that check one time. It's just a little bit at a time, just like making an investment.